TIFU by giving my germophobe GF a vibrator for her birthday. Some weeks ago my girlfriend bought a gaming chair that has a massaging feature. After noticing this feature was just a small motor inside a pillow, she got curious, took it off, and used it to stimulate herself. The thing is, she has germophobia, and right after doing it she realized what she did and started panicking. She then called me, told me the story, and I managed to calm her down. At the end I asked her if she would like a proper vibrator as she never had one before. She said maybe. But with a clearly positive intonation and a smirk. Fast forward to her birthday. I should mention that her birthday is an extremely special day for her, where everything must go perfect and she wants to be treated like a princess. Well, I bought her a vibrator online and gave it to her. After seeing the completely white box her face changed and she said she had an idea of what it was and then opened it. She immediately started panicking, saying that someone probably used it before and returned, so it was probably infected with many diseases and germs. She then started asking what I touched in the room after touching the box and saying everything now was contaminated and she would never be able to be in the room again. She cried a lot and got deeply sad with me. Needless to say, the dinner I planned for weeks was completely awkward. Doctor, I gave my germophobe girlfriend a vibrator for her birthday which triggered her phobia, leading to a mental-emotional breakdown. As someone who sold sex toys for 3 years, unless you bought the toy from some sketch website, plenty of legit adult toy dealers, that toy certainly was not used and returned. I had people try to fight me for not accepting returns, but we stuck to our guns cause that's gross. Obviously a stranger's reassurance online won't help, but her reaction concerns me that that's her first thought. She might need to be treated for this. For now what you can do is always make sure it stays in a hermetic box and wash it in front of her so she can be sure it's clean and germ-free. Don't tell her this, but such thing as germ-free doesn't exist even in surgery, so. Oof, that sounds like a tough day-to-day life. Ever considered therapy? Bruh. This girl needs therapy. Buy her that instead of sex toys. But you might go bankrupt. As someone who's recovered from pretty bad hypochondria OCD picked during COVID, your girlfriend really needs help. It can become seriously crippling, and this talk about a room being contaminated by you touching something and then touching other objects is practically a textbook case. Of course, your partner does need to be open to therapy, but I can assure you it's very hard to just reason someone out of this. In my case, a mixture of antidepressants, sertraline and behavioral therapy was very effective, but this is something you should discuss with a healthcare professional, of course. That 100 sounds like contamination OCD. My wife has suffered a similar condition in the past, to a similar extreme. With therapy, specifically CBT, cognitive behavior therapy, and ERP, exposure response prevention, she can most likely recover to the point she can be normal or close to it. Get her on the wait list for therapy if you can't afford it privately, and there are lots of resources online to help people deal with these OCD. It's difficult to be a partner to someone suffering with this condition, so if you need someone to chat to about it, feel free to drop me a message. This is not normal at all. Even if germophobe, at the point you are describing, UGF needs treatment, she is clearly dysfunctional and this isn't your everyday germophobia. I'm talking about heavy psychologist or even psychiatrist help. She has quite a dysfunctional OCD, it seems. She's not okay with a brand new vibrator, but she's fine with dismantling a gaming chair, and using the massager in there to stimulate herself. I think she might have a bigger underlying problem. I think, as many others have said, she should see a professional. I saw you mention that therapy is not as accessible where you are, perhaps call to be placed on a waiting list. This might help her process and get ready for it over the 2-3 months you have to wait for the appointment. Best of luck to you both. Your GF needs therapy. Yeah. That's not a normal reaction, and obsessions like these tend to get worse over time. Presumably you do not want to end up with an agoraphobic GF. She will need therapy. I hope things get better for her. This is genuine advice. Call a psychiatrist, not just a therapist. It never ceases to amaze me how many people take to Reddit to describe absolutely unlivable conditions someone is forcing them to endure and treat it as completely normal. Someone who can't even receive a gift without having a meltdown is in need of serious therapy. You did not FU here. Everything must go perfect and she wants to be treated like a princess. Velp. You are both gonna relive this moment on her every birthday. That is not a germophobe. Shiz is mentally ill and needs treatment. Your girlfriend needs professional help. Sincerely, someone with OCD. She might have a form of contamination OCD. I have issues with stuff like that and COVID made it worse with having to clean groceries. It's so hard, but I don't see why she's blaming you for this. The companies that sell these, Amazon included, will not take them back if the factory package has been opened. Because of exactly the situation your girlfriend fears, they won't accept returns or resell. My dude, this is beyond your problem. It's not her fault, but it sounds like she's dealing with a form of OCD or past trauma coming out in this way. She should really consider seeking professional help. She sounds like she's gone off the deep end already. She needs help. This is what you call a red flag. Yes, you love each other, but this won't get better without intervention. The whole perfect birthday princess nonsense would be a no-go for me. It's not a phobia. She has severe OCD and it will only get worse without help. Long time OCD haver here. Your GF sounds like she's got textbook definition of contamination OCD. The main approach is exposure response prevention, and yes, the exposure part is hella difficult when at therapy but necessary. This doesn't go away in 2 sessions but takes some time. I'd encourage you to encourage her to pursue treatment because untreated OCD is hell. My guy, run away. The spiraling OCD is a therapy meds issue, but the perfect birthday princess BS is a big red flag warning of your future misery. I stopped reading it. Expects to be treated like a princess on her birthday. If she has such reactions, how do you get intimate? Isn't the act itself somewhat messy? She legitimately needs therapy. This sounds like a specific phobia and can be classified under obsessive-compulsive disorder in the DSM-5. Was it not it shrinked? She immediately started panicking, saying that someone probably used it before and returned, so it was probably infected with many diseases and germs. She then started asking what I touched in the room after touching the box and saying everything now was contaminated and she would never be able to be in the room again. She cried a lot and got deeply sad with me. She needs therapy, dude. I'm a severe germophobe. I have owned and cleaned disinfected my own toys, and I think the problem is that you're dating an asshole. She dislikes therapy because they call her out on her BS, which sounds exaggerated or for attention. She's creating situations to react to that make you think you did something wrong, but they are clearly curated to do just that.